is the heir of Barcelona.
Why is he trending with Amin Adam?
He will trend. Nunes is trending, and Donnarumma trending. Jota, E-Levy. My hand just went to E-Levy. Like he mistakenly went to E-Levy.
E-Levy.
Commey today. Okay, good morning.
They will rejoice. This is the gun and now more penal and then a bum. Finance minister and they all cocaine budget no. Streets in our tie the real in our society for once. If you see in the history of Canada, see about kind budget. Not get us in bebia market women, fittest, obia baby a budget ni be. The reason is very simple because of the betting tax ni 11. Many say me jijina who say, yeah, but to abano. Part with my promises of bar, or with my IG betting tax no. Any 11 from this party but not to walk my way. And a journey, the John Dramani Mama say, cold, my betting so da. My court, my hundi womb may say ba. I promise the world. So just give me 100 days and I'll scrap off that nuisance tax. And who first the nuisance tax? Do you buy first month? You pay Buzana code at the Unipano at the Indian Echo. Now me catch the streets, me a video. Now me the Namasia say, Father, we beg. Father, we beg. The penny first on what you say, the streets ne dictate me be and very simple and direct. The streets don't need control. No. If the streets tell you, we don't need this, we need this, do it for the streets and you'll be free.
Mimi, hold on. BB. I say streets. I'm person besides streets. Let me get into what people will say with this. Enoch says, put the video speed play at 1.50 and you will enjoy the video, Basa. Let's go back.
Baby, Kwame and Chroma up.
Okay.
What's the speed? Do we have speed play?
Good.
The setting, just because the setting side.
Which setting side?
Setting, you know.
Me also.
Bruh, shift na make sure setting in it.
Don't you want to say the betting tax in 11 no or more funny bro. So what can say 100 days on be
I don't think you got
budget no. Not maybe.
All right.
Yes. So when they say speed of the video, so go to setting after the sound, after the yes. Okay. Playback speed.
Okay.
Yes. 1.5.
1.5.
Yes. Now play.
Okay.
Yeah, be na metie o. Na metie, se be betting tax, me about 11. Na to force the finance minister all over. You know, it do not 24 seconds. The betting tax, the user tax, they scrap it. Even they scrap it. Now mo say be selling we know. The best selling we know, so. Se Ghana, and then do so. Parliament democracy, in me na finance minister no, already budget no. Na baby I di excitement. Break up the board then we the position to betting tax in 11 Ghana team money.
We will abolish the 10% withholding tax on winning from.
See the smile. See the smile.
Only way I tell you, it's also better than the other. A good national issue. But you see, in go streets, so because they have pension, I know they be
We will abolish the electronic transfer levy of 1%.
This is the time. Streets and your papa. Dear President John Dramani, we are why streets. I promise you, Father. I promise you, Father. 7 years, 90 years. You know, we are only 90 years. I also promise you, Daddy. What I promise you that the whole team we are not back and not do any day at a time. What? You know, now you are to nipa. Only you do better with your taxes. Bread, yeah, bread. You come and speed up, sir. When you are obi abeti, there you are only can see and son. I won't see camera. Oh, I can't when you are do. Yet this guy, you know, the people are like this. Or you tell the people are like this. It's also that day and day as me.
It's okay.
Hey, but come I say, oh, in Kofi are very solid. Because how did the person know that you have to speed it up to 1.5 to enjoy the vibe? I loved it. Hey, yeah, guy, what's it?
Oh, yeah, boy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, boy. But in fact, on that, he had a lot of comments. So let's see. I say, Anna first, he says, why did I even listen to you? Now look at me laughing like people. Dante says, bro, 1.75x is better.
It's better.
Safia Davan says, thanks, Charlie. I think Enoch did a lot of good service.
Yeah.
For everyone, including us. We love that.
Oh, good.
Well, Dustin Blood says, what has Amorim and Ateta got to do with the betting tax? They don't care. We should prepare for premium tiers. Sally Blograna says, now let's move to DSTV high subscription price. No. We need to revisit that thing. With Alvin 69, Kwame Nkrumah will rejoice. Hey. Biscuit says, Champions League nights plus no betting tax. ED says, Pastor Seth, they bet. Share. Political Gossip GH says, Code DA, I was looking forward to your reaction. Nice one. That's the biggest good. No.
I feel.
Yeah. Sadiq Adam says, goodbye, E-Levy. And there's a match pass with that.
Hey.
Okay.
Hey. Years that we had E-Levy going on, tax and VAT were being increased every single time. But nobody paid attention to it as much. Hey.
E-Levy, oh, day. What is happening here? Excitement upon excitement. Did you just see that popping of champagne, some pizza on the side, some minerals on the side, just to celebrate that E-Levy is no more as part of tax. Yes. But, sir, you remember when there was also an E-Levy cake?
To bring
the E-Levy. People really got disgusted about it.
Because that was unnecessary.
Very unnecessary.
You come to tax your people, and you're taxing cake. Are you wicked?
You have a cake that they've written E-Levy on it.
Are you wicked?
Come on. Why?
On a more serious note, low-key, that thing was very insensitive.
Very insensitive. So why wouldn't you get grannies doing this? I said, we're the Nkwala
party.
Please, I want explanation on this. Okay. 172, Mr. Speaker, the parameters for the VAT reforms which will be completed this year will include 1. Abolishing the COVID-19 levy. 2. Reversing the decoupling of Get Fund and NHIL from the VAT. Reducing the effective VAT rate for households and businesses. Reversing the VAT flat rate regime. Upwardly adjusting the VAT registration threshold to exempt micro and small businesses from the collection of VAT and improving compliance through public education and awareness. And I think
the fourth one is that the sixth one, right? It is what we have been talking about the most. Compliance need very low. Ghanaians either don't have enough education on the impacts of paying your taxes, or we just are very stubborn. So I think that bit is very important to acknowledge.
All right. We get away from E-Levy and I'd love to get into... All right. I want to get into Liverpool a little bit here because of, yesterday and what really happened. All right, this is in French. Do you want to read it this morning?
Yes, of course. As a very fluent French speaker, I want to speak on Bakaro Banzi's, comment.
Okay.
And he says, les sous et que avoir
Oh, you're getting there. You're trying to.
tap
And you're tape.
Eddie. Oh, they can't know me.
But when you see E with the accent, what does it say? What's the tonation?
No, I can help you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Tape, Liverpool, Anfield, c'est Marcel, vous pouvez pas vous asseoir à notre table. Table. What does that mean?
Table. You dance that one crying.
I disappeared. Let me speak. This one is also French, right?
This one is also French. Try it again.
Claire fatigue ma avec les smile. C'est matin après City et Liverpool. Troisième clubs anglais. Anglais ou sera-t-elle Belgique? What did he mean?
You can belch. Right now, you can belch for us.
Read it là. Oh, Jay, read it, Lindsay.
Ok, so très fatigué, mais avec le smile ce matin. Après City et Liverpool, un troisième club anglais, où sera-t-il belge? So
I did well.
Oh, you tried.
Yeah.
You tried.
My idea. Oh, my idea.
So this is a PSG fan, as you can see precisely,
okay.
because PSG beat Liverpool yesterday. So try to say that they're quite tired, but with a big smile this morning. After City and Liverpool, after doing justice to City and Liverpool, would it be a third English team, or would it be that of a Belgium team?
Oh, so that's a Belge.
So there'll be a lot of French because Paris Saint-Germain is a French club.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, so you would have the trolls coming in. But yes, Fabrizio Romano says PSG knocked Liverpool out of the Champions League. I want to see the comments.
That's my son's team.
Your son's team is what? PSG. Hey, wow.
I supported PSG.
Diamond Hand says luck was on their side. Anne says Liverpool were robbed, outplayed PSG both legs. Muyiwa says it's funny because PSG wouldn't win the Champions League. Professor Hamza Ballon d'Or says Liverpool should be proud. They have 6 UCL. No one can chat to them. Off penalties, somebody's asking. But you see, when your team is losing, then they say, penalties. Penalties could go to any other team because, definitely one person has to miss. But is it not part of football? Fowobi of Lagos says, ladies and gentlemen, that marks the end of Mo Salah's Ballon d'Or campaign. We'll see about that. Nello says, Bakola was offsides, should never have stood in, saying that we are on the receiving end of these bad calls time after time. Madame Bear says they will use this against Mo Salah and give the door to someone else. I presume, yes. Won't they? PSG deliver the final blow. Liverpool out. Paris celebrates. Who can stop them now? So yes, Liverpool.
So they've been kicked out. Interesting times. Well, I guess more is going to come in sports.
Yes, more.
Yes.
More.
So it's time to get into our stories for this morning. I know you're waiting, you're itching to hear what's in the news. We have a lot coming up. Kobe Edem will be joining us pretty soon to have that.
Visit www.mx24online.com for news, Exclusive behind-the-scenes videos, up-to-the-minute sports updates, and the latest broken pen stories now. Experience more of MX24 Online. Visit mx24online.com today. MX24. Fun, fearless, and factual.
Good morning. It's the 12th of March 2025. Well, a brand new week, midweek you would say. Welcome to the morning news on the AM Club. My name is Augustine Adam Kobe. But today, and for the month of March, my name is Adam Kobe. Good morning.
Good morning,
Adam. You came without your African touch of African.
The West Coast was made in Ghana.
Oh, rather, it's about what is being made in Ghana. Eh?
Actually, facts.
Okay.
Facts.
Made in Ghana. No problem.
Facts.
Yeah.
No problem.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Blessed, beautiful, and very successful. What's in the news?
Yesterday was a big day. Why? Because at long last, the finance minister delivered the 2025 budget. I'm saying at long last because a lot
That's
of
what
people
I don't get, like at long last.
Yes, why? Because you know, in 2024, in the build-up to the elections, the NDC made a lot of promises. Now, they came into office 2025 saying that they inherited an economy in crisis. Now, if an economy is in crisis, how then do you tend to implement your policies or promises, right? Now, at long last, they have come up with a solution that in as much as they are crisis, well, this is how we are going to turn the curve in order to revive the economy, in order to reset Ghana together. That's why I say at long last.
Okay.
We're going to hear some solutions on how, you know, the NDC government hopes to reset Ghana together. So many allocations were made, education, health, employment, labor, as well as the almighty e-levy, COVID levy, and the betting tax. Well, we saw the exit of these taxes. Why? Because the finance minister announced that these taxes were going to be scrapped off. Now, the big question now is, how is it going to be scrapped off, and when does it kickstart? Why? Because no timelines were given by the finance minister as to, you know what, well, it's been scrapped off by starting today. You understand? So we are still, you know, getting to know. But then I read an article on Joy this morning saying that a bill is going to be introduced in Parliament today to kickstart the process of scrapping off these taxes. So we hope to see what happens in Parliament today.
So what we saw mostly yesterday with regards to the taxes was really intentions.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
So let's get into our stories.
Let's get into our stories for this morning and start off with Parliament, where, as mandated by Article 90, by the 1992 Constitution of Ghana, the Finance Minister, Dr. Kaseo Atuba-Forsing, presented the 2025 budget statement in Parliament. In it, government has announced the removal of the controversial e-levy, a tax that has sparked debate since its introduction. Now, this means digital transactions will now be free from extra charges that were found burdensome. For the youth and gaming enthusiasts, there's more good news as the 10% tax on betting and lottery winnings has been scrapped. Now, this move is expected to boost participation in the industry whilst reducing concerns about the double taxation. And in another step toward post-pandemic recovery, the COVID-19 levy is officially gone. Now, this tax was introduced to help the country navigate the financial strain of the pandemic, while this will no longer be deducted from the transactions, easing the financial load on businesses and individuals. Now, let's take a listen to the Finance Minister as he made these provisions and pronouncements in Parliament yesterday.
Mr. Speaker, we have also allocated an amount of 1.5 billion Ghana cedis for Agriculture for Economic Transformational Program, of which Feed Ghana, Ghana Grains Development Project, Vegetable Development Project, and Nkoko Nketenkete are all key components of the program. Right, Honorable Speaker, we have also allocated 51.3 million Ghana cedis as seed fund for the establishment program the following nuisance taxes for removal in line with our manifesto promise. Mr. Speaker, we will abolish the 10% withholding tax on winning from lottery, otherwise known as the betting tax. Mr. Speaker, we will abolish the electronic transfer levy, e-levy of 1%. Mr. Speaker, we will abolish the 10% withholding tax on betting. We will abolish the electronic transfer levy, e-levy of 1%. We will abolish the emission levy, otherwise as a Wusie tax. We will abolish the VAT on motor vehicle insurance policy. Mr. Speaker, we will abolish the 1.5% withholding tax on unprocessed gold by small-scale miners. Mr. Speaker, the removal of these taxes will ease the burden on households and improve their disposable income. Right, Honorable Speaker, the removal of these taxes will ease the burden on households and improve their disposable incomes. In addition,
now, that was the Finance Minister outlining measures or stating that the nuisance taxes, as he calls them, that's e-levy, betting tax, as well as the emissions levy, or as he described as the Nwusie tax. Well, these taxes, as at yesterday, were announced as scrapped. Now, the big question many Ghanaians are asking, or some economy experts are asking, is that these taxes, in as much as they impose some burden on the Ghanaian people, these were generating money for the country. Now, with the scrapping off of these taxes, where does government intend to generate the needed revenue to fund these or to reimburse these amounts of money. Well, the finance minister also outlined statements. You want to read mx24.app/voting voices, where you get the latest update on regards to the measures the finance minister outlined in terms of reimbursing the accounts or the economy with the amount of money that these taxes, which were intended to bring some revenue to the country, will be redirected to. But now let's still stay on the budget, as a significant allocation of 100 million Ghana cedis has been designated for monthly allowances to assembly members. Now, this move underscores the government's commitment to strengthening local governance and ensuring that assembly members are adequately supported in their roles. Now, let's take a listen to the finance minister.
Mr. Speaker, another amount of 100 million Ghana cedis has been allocated for the payment of monthly allowance to all assembly members.
To promote women's economic empowerment, some 51.3 million has been Ghana cedis has been earmarked as seed funding for the establishment of the Women's Development Bank. Now, this initiative aims to provide financial service tailored to the needs of women entrepreneurs and investors, fostering greater inclusivity in the financial sector. Now, this announcement was made by the finance minister yesterday.
Mr. Speaker, we have also allocated an amount of 1.5 billion Ghana cedis for agriculture for economic transformational program, of which Feed Ghana, Ghana Grains Development Project, Vegetable Development Project, and Nkoko Nketenkete are all key components of the program. Right, Honorable Speaker, we have also allocated 51.3 million Ghana cedis as seed fund for the establishment of the Women's Development Bank. Mr. Speaker, we have also allocated 300 million Ghana cedis to the National Apprenticeship Program. Mr. Speaker, I repeat, we have also allocated an amount of 300 million Ghana cedis to the National Apprenticeship Program. Right, Honorable Speaker, we have also allocated an amount of 100 million Ghana cedis to the Ejumewura Program.
Now, 503 million Ghana cedis earmarked for the seed capital of the Women's Development Bank. But that's not all. Education also received some substantial support, with 203 million Ghana cedis allocated for teacher trainee allowances and 480 million Ghana cedis for nursing trainee allowances. Now, these allocations are intended to motivate and support individuals pursuing careers in teaching and nursing, addressing critical workforce needs in these essential roles.
We have also allocated 203 million Ghana cedis for the payment of teacher training allowances and another 480 million Ghana cedis to nursing training allowances. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker.
Still in education, the government has uncapped the Ghana Education Trust Fund, GET Fund, releasing some 3.5 billion Ghana cedis to fully fund the free senior high school program. Now, this decision ensures sustained financial support for the free secondary education.
Mr. Speaker, this year, Mr. Speaker, this year, the budget for free senior secondary school education program is 3.5 billion Ghana cedis. By uncapping the GET Fund, we will be making available an additional 4.1 billion Ghana cedis, specifically for financing free secondary education program and other related expenditures. Mr. Mr. Speaker, aside the uncapping of debt fund, we have also absorbed the debt service made up of interest and principal from the Dache bond that debt fund contracted. Right, Honorable Speaker, we have also allocated an amount of 564.6 million Ghana cedis for the provision of curriculum-based textbooks covering the following. 1. 4 sets of KG books and workbooks for about 2.8 million learners. Mr. Speaker, we have also provided for 4 sets of primary textbooks for about 800,000 learners. Mr. Speaker, we have also provided for 9 sets of SHS textbooks for.
Now, finally, on education, as part of the NDC's campaign promise, a no-fee stress initiative was introduced. Now, with 499.8 million Ghana cedis committed to covering academic fees for all first-year students in public tertiary institutions. This measure aims to alleviate the financial burden on students and families, promoting higher education enrollment and retention.
An amount of 499.8 million Ghana cedis has been allocated for the non-academic fee policy for all first-year students in public tertiary institutions under the no-fee stress initiative. Mr. Speaker, we have allocated an amount of 292.4 million Ghana cedis to commence the distribution of free sanitary pads to female students in primary and secondary schools. Mr. Speaker, we have allocated again an amount of 242.5 million Ghana cedis to support the victim of Akosombo Dam spillage. Right, Honorable Speaker, we have also allocated an amount of 200 million Ghana cedis to support the victim of tidal wave disaster that recently displaced residents in certain parts of Cape.
Now, with the presentation of the 2025 budget, Ghanaians have met it with much expectation and anticipation, as well as high hopes of this budget rejuvenating some energy into the economy. Now, particularly members on the minority side could not hide the expression as they celebrated the victory and hope this budget presents. Now, let's take you back to the Chamber of Parliament, where members on the majority caucus celebrated. Take a look. And that was how members on the majority side, that's the NDC, on the ticket of the NDC in Parliament, celebrated the hope this budget brings. But now let's walk you through the taxes outlined by the Finance Minister, Dr. Kasila Tuba, forcing which will be scrapped as and when it receives approval from Parliament and the necessary authorities and an engagement with, necessary stakeholders. Let's walk you through those taxes as well as the allocations made by the Finance Minister yesterday in Parliament. Already, we know that, so these are some statements as displayed on your screen. These are some statements that were made by the Finance Minister. He says that 321 pharmacists who have not been paid since June 2023 will receive their payment. It was stated in the budget yesterday. As at the end of 2024, government owed contractors some 67.5 billion Ghana cedis. And this was announced by the Finance Minister yesterday as well. Now, he says that betting tax, e-levy and emissions tax will also be abolished. As at the end of 2024, like I said, government owed contractors some 67.5 billion Ghana cedis. Now, the budget for free senior high school this year is 3.5 billion Ghana cedis. Now, we know that in the build-up to the 2024 elections, there was a huge conversation as to what becomes of the free senior high school policy, as it was an initiative introduced by the ex-Wa government led by His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. There was a conversation that this government, the John Dramani Mahama government, was going to scrap it off. However, it says it was going to review and improve it. It says 3.5 million Ghana cedis has been allocated towards that. We have allocated some 203 million Ghana cedis for teacher training allowances as well. Now, let's walk you through the list of taxes. Well, 10% winning betting tax will be abolished, 1% on e-levy, the emissions levy on industries and vehicles will be abolished, VAT on motor insurance will also be abolished, then the COVID-19 levy was also earmarked to be abolished, 1.5% withholding tax on unprocessed gold sales is also earmarked to be abolished. Now, these are a list of taxes. Of the list, about 6 of them earmarked for abolishment by the John Dramani Mahama administration. Now, we know these taxes were introduced in the ex-Wa government led by John Dramani, His Excellency, former President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Now, allocations to various sectors or programs, 13.85 billion Ghana cedis for the Big Push program, for 499.8 million Ghana cedis allocated for the non-academic fee policy for first-year students in public tertiary schools, 292.4 million Ghana cedis allocated for the distribution of free sanitary pads for female students in primary and secondary schools, 242.5 million Ghana cedis allocated to support victims of the Akosombo Dam spillage, 200 million Ghana cedis allocated to support victims of the tidal wave disaster in the K2 South constituency. Now, we know as of last week, some relief items were reached out to them. Government has also put out some 200 million Ghana cedis to support the victims. 3.5 billion Ghana cedis allocated for the free secondary school education program, commonly known as the free SHS program. 564.6 million Ghana cedis allocated for the comprehensive provision of free curricular-based textbooks for students in schools, as well as 1.788 billion Ghana cedis allocated for the school feeding program. Now, 145.5 million Ghana cedis allocated for the capitation grant, 203 million Ghana cedis allocated for the payment of teacher training allowances, 480 million Ghana cedis allocated for the payment of nursing training allowances, some 9.93 billion allocated for the National Health Insurance Scheme, some 281 billion Ghana cedis allocated for the Ghana Road Fund, 751 billion Ghana cedis allocated for the District Assembly Common Fund, 1.5 billion Ghana cedis allocated for Agriculture for Economic Transformation Agenda, the AETA, some 51.3 million Ghana cedis allocated as seed fund for the establishment of the Women's Development Bank, 300 million Ghana cedis allocated to the National Apprenticeship Program, 1 million Ghana cedis for the Ejuma Ra project, and 100 million Ghana cedis also allocated for the National Coders Program. In total, 19 allocations have been made to the various sectors in excess of, I think the highest so far is, looking at this, is 499 million Ghana. No, there's a 1.7 billion Ghana cedis allocated to the school feeding program as well. We will be bringing you a breakdown of what this means, what essentially is going to mean for these sectors in other news bulletins. But making a closing statement after the presentation of the 2025 budget, the Majority Leader Mahama Ayariga indicated that the budget gives hope to Ghanaians and will stabilize the economy. Now, according to him, this budget resonates with everyone, including traders, market women, and Okada drivers.
Mr. Speaker, this clearly is a budget of a government
and a party that keeps its promises. Almost every promise that was made by John Dramani Mahama is being fulfilled in less than 120 days. This budget is a budget for Makola women. This budget is a budget for assemblymen. This budget is a budget for girls. Because the second part is for the female students. That's why I said girls. Mr. Speaker, this is a budget for school children. They will now get the set of textbooks that they need to study. And peace of mind. Mr. Speaker, this is a budget that delivered solid reforms. And this is a budget that is moving our growth.
That was Mahama Ayariga, the majority leader, expressing hope in the budget presented yesterday by the Finance Minister, Dr. Kasewa Toba-Forsing. According to the majority leader, that's Mahama Ayariga, he says that this is a budget of hope that resonates with everyone, female children, students, market women, assemblymen and women, as well as Okada riders. Meanwhile, the minority leader, Alexander Afenyo-Markin, welcomed the budget as a Part 2 lamentation series. Now, he says there's no hope in the budget. He made this submission while delivering his closing remarks after the budget presentation by the Finance Minister.
Mr. Speaker, this afternoon we have been presented with Part 2 of the lamentation series. The part 1. Mr. Speaker, the Part 1 was Mahamanomics. The Part 2 is Forcenomics. And it's very clear, Mr. Speaker, that under the economy that they complain about, the growth was 5.7%. And under the research economy, the growth is rather going down. You are projecting a 4-point-something growth. That is what you are doing.
That was the minority leader, Alexander Afenyo-Markin, stating that the budget presentation made by Dr. Forsing yesterday was a Part 2 series of what he described as lamentation. Well, we know that after the State of the Nation address delivered by the President on the 28th of February 2025, during his closing remarks, the minority leader, Alexander Afenyo-Markin, stated that the presentation or the State of the Nation address delivered by the President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, was a lamentation series. Now, he says that that was Part 1. Part 2 was delivered yesterday by the Finance Minister, according to the minority leader. Now, away from Parliament, let's zoom straight to the courts, where former Sanitation and Water Resources Minister, Madam Cecilia Benadapa, has testified in court for the first time in her ongoing criminal trial, alleging that her domestic workers, Madam Dapa, revealed that the accused individuals took some $410,000, 300,000 euros, and 350,000 Ghana cedis, approximately $30,000 in cash. Additionally, she stated that jewelry worth $53,000 was also stolen. Now, she expressed distress over the losses and noted that the stolen items had been accumulated over 3 decades and held significant personal value to her. Now, this marks her first court appearance since the trial began in 2023. She has accused 2 former female housekeepers of stealing money along with other valuables, including her husband's clothing from her Accra residence. Meanwhile, 4 out of the 7 individuals accused of stealing from the former Sanitation and Water Resources Minister, Madam Cecilia Benadapa, have submitted a plea bargain requesting to the Attorney General. Now, in court on Tuesday, March 11, the lawyer for the 4, that's Patience Butchie, a hairdresser, Sarah Ejay, who is unemployed, Benjamin Soa, a plumber, and Malik Dauda, unemployed as well, informed the court that they had filed an application for a plea bargain. Now, Yahaya Suleimana, an excavator operator, is also among the applicants who filed at the Attorney General's Department for plea bargain. However, the prosecution noted that they had not yet been served with that application. The presiding judge, Marie-Louise Simmons, directed the defense lawyers to serve the prosecution with the necessary documents. Now, the facts of the case is, well, we know that according to Madam Cecilia Benadapa, some $41,000 was taken in cash from her home. Some 300,000 euros as well was also taken. And then in excess of 350,000 Ghana cedis, that's approximately $300,000 was also taken in cash. Now, as of yesterday, we also got to know that some $53,000 worth of jewelry was also taken by the alleged suspects. That's the housekeepers as well as some male counterparts to the housekeepers. We will keep our eyes keenly on what transpires in courts, and with regards to the plea bargain, if the defense serves the prosecution with the needed documents with regards to the plea bargain, and if the Attorney General is going to heed to their plea, we will be bringing you updates. You want to stay glued to MX24GH on Instagram as well as MX24.app/voting voices. Now, away from the court, a deadly confrontation between 2 rival groups of illegal timber loaders in the forested area of Sewa in the Joaboso district of the Western North region has left 5 people dead and several others injured. Now, the violent clash which occurred in the early hours of Tuesday was reportedly triggered by tensions over control of prime lodging areas. Now, according to sources, both groups had been engaged in unauthorized timber harvesting, a growing problem in the region. Now, according to eyewitnesses, the fight quickly escalated into chaos, with the factions wielding machetes, pump action guns, and other tools commonly used in their illicit operation. In the heat of the violence, a Mitsubishi pickup truck with registration number GE 907517 was set ablaze. The deceased, believed to be a member of one of the rival groups, is officially yet to be identified. Meanwhile, police have been deployed to restore calm, transport the deceased bodies, and launch investigations into the incident. And that's some sad news coming in from the Western North region, where, some 5 people have been confirmed dead. The Ghana Police Service has been deployed to restore calm into the area, as well as transport the bodies of the deceased to, the Ghana Police morgue for autopsy, and further investigations have been launched into this, for lack of a better word, ungodly incident in the Forest region. Well, that's all for the morning news on the AM Club. My name is Adam Kobe. Remember that the budget was presented by the Finance Minister yesterday, but the conversation still continues. Share your thoughts with us. What do you think about the Finance Minister's budget? Does it resonate with you? Does it inspire hope to you? And what do you really think about it? Share your thoughts and comment. We would want to know. As always, remember that you can get more news on mx24.app/voting voices. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you so much, Kobe, for coming through. Again, like you rightly said, lots of questions coming up, but we'll stay keenly on the comments that come through and answers that we're going to get for that. Well, we'll move on to sports from here.
Visit www.mx24online.com for news, exclusive behind-the-scenes videos, up-to-the-minute sports updates, and the latest broken pen stories now. Experience more of MX24 Online. Visit mx24online.com today. MX24. Fun, fearless, and factual.
right, so it's time for some sports right here on the AM Club, and let's get straight into it. But you do know that most definitely early partial and auto cash out looking for more control over your bets. Cash out allows you to take an early payout on your bets before they are settled, meaning you're able to get money back before the event is over and your bet is ultimately resulted. You either make a profit or get a portion of your initial bet back depending on how your selection is doing at the time of you taking up the cash out. On to our first story, Finance Minister Dr. Kezil Ato-Forson announced the removal of the 10% betting tax in the 2025 budget statement to Parliament. This is believed to due to the tax's failure to generate expected revenue and its role in worsening Ghana's cost of living crisis. He stated that eliminating this tax introduced by the previous government would ease financial burdens and aid economic recovery. The decision responds to complaints from football fans and bettors, especially Ghana's youth, who criticized the betting tax for slashing their winnings and limiting opportunities amid scarce jobs. Dr. Forson pledged to enhance revenue collection efficiency instead of adding new taxes, ensuring funds for development without further straining citizens.
The following nuisance taxes for removal in line with our manifesto promise. Mr. Speaker, we will abolish the 10% withholding tax on winning from lottery, otherwise known as the betting tax. Mr. Speaker, we will abolish the electronic transfer levy, e-levy of 1%. Mr. Speaker, we will abolish the 10% withholding tax on betting. We will abolish the electronic transfer levy, e-levy of 1%. We will abolish the emission levy, otherwise as in Wusie tax. We will abolish the VAT on motor vehicle insurance policy. Mr. Speaker, we will abolish the 1.5% withholding tax on unprocessed gold by small-scale miners. Mr. Speaker, the removal of these taxes will ease the burden on households and improve their disposable income. Right, Honorable Speaker, the removal of these taxes will ease the burden on households and improve their disposable incomes. In addition,
all right, so you heard from the Finance Minister, Dr. Forson, on that one. Well, share in your comments if you want us to also know what you think about the scrapping off of the 10% tax on betting. Away from that, still on football, Liverpool have been knocked out of the Champions League after Paris Saint-Germain made history by becoming the first to knock out Liverpool after going down in the first leg. PSG went through thanks to penalties at Anfield. Darwin Núñez and Curtis Jones saw their spot kick saved by Gianluigi Donnarumma. Now, the French champions had a 1-0 deficit from the game in Paris, but Ousmane Dembélé leveled it up early in the game. The game ended 1-1 on aggregate, which neither side able to score again. PSG are now playing the winner of Aston Villa and Club Brugge and the last 8.
Right.
And yeah, that's what the sign would be for. But anyways, let's do some tennis action now. Holger-Rune, a Danish tennis player, made his best performance of the season at the BNP Paribas. The AM early partial and auto cash out looking for more control over your bets. Well, cash out allows you to take an early payout on your bets before they are settled, meaning you are able to get money back before the event is over and your bet is ultimately resulted. You either make a profit or get a portion of your initial bet back, depending on how your selection is doing at the time of you taking up the cash out. Visit the MX24 app to catch up on all the fun and excitement of the AM Club shows featuring engaging conversations, thrilling live segments, and exclusive content you cannot afford to miss.
And catch up with all the fun, the breaking news, stories, sports, and business insight on mx24online.com. It's now time for entertainment and showbiz right after this.
Visit www.mx24online.com for news, exclusive behind-the-scenes videos, up-to-the-minute sports updates, and the latest broken pen stories now. Experience more of MX24 Online. Visit mx24online.com today. MX24. Fun, fearless, and factual.
Good morning. Welcome to Lifestyle and Entertainment News on the AM Club. My name is Afi Nuna. Hi, guys.
Hi, how you doing?
Hello.
I'm good. good. Mimi, are you okay?
I'm good. What's up?
You look so dull.
Yeah? I'm good.
Wake up.
The lace is nice.
I know. Your outfit is giving.
Just say thank you.
I already said thank you. Thank
You
you.
never say thank you. It is now I'm complimenting you. I was
okay.
fighting you the first one. This one I'm complimenting you. So your lace is nice.
You look good. I like you. See, when you wear African print, you look beautiful.
When you say thank you nice like this, it's nice.
When you wear African print, you look beautiful.
You put zooming Luna's outfit. Please zoom ours too.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm beautifully clothed by Bliss Royals and fabric by Emporium by Laura. Thank you very much,
Bliss
ladies,
what?
for holding me down.
Bliss
Bliss Royals.
Bliss.
M-L-I-S.
Oh, okay. Bliss Royals.
And the fabric is from Emporium by Laura. Yeah, we've got you. We do both male and female.
Thank you very much. So, Bliss, please, if you can clearly hear me, know what to do. Do as the others.
Hey. Okay, so I think for the past few weeks, we've seen a lot of things trending on social media, especially the homecoming and speech and prize giving day of some senior high schools. Hey.
It's serious, oh?
Hey.
No, they've taken a World Cup now.
Who started this trend?
It is Wesley Girls
that started this.
No, actually.
Who started it?
Agis.
Who's that?
Agis.
Who's Agis?
Sorry, Ebri Girls, Ebugis.
Oh, my
no,
sister.
no.
Ebugis did this before.
No.
They might have done it,
They might have,
but they didn't get
the attraction they wanted.
So
That's
I went
Wesley
to do
Girls.
my homework, and Ebri Girls actually started the whole blogger going on with them and then making it this big on social media.
Okay, so can I tell you something? We can all start. When Paluta started singing, not Kidi Enyan Tonyo, it does not make Kidi Paluta senior.
No.
But who so
that one,
I'll be calming down. So who blew first? Kidi blew.
Oh, no, right now we are looking at who made it big. That's the question I'm asking. Who made it
But
big?
it's Wesley Girls. Wesley Girls.
It wasn't.
Thank God I have a problem.
No, it's Wesley Girls.
Wesley Girls does their own, like, okay, yes, their homecoming is, they make noise about it. But this year, the school that blew it and made it big for the bloggers and
Wesley
everything.
Girls.
It was Ebri Girls. Ebri Girls did this.
But Wesley Girls
did this last 2 weeks.
Every Girls does after Wesley Girls anyway.
No, this year Ebri Girls did before Wesley
Okay,
Girls.
so what are we talking about? Are we talking about the whole buzz about homecoming or just this year?
So buzz about homecoming. Who made it a social media
Wesley
trend?
Girls.
Wesley Girls did.
It's actually Ebri Girls.
I can't even believe we're having this argument.
Wait. Before Ebri Girls did theirs, remember Rebecca and Zizu and all of them? Unless you were mistaken, that was last year.
The year before.
That's last year.
Do you know how I know it's Wesley Girls?
So she's basing it on this year.
Even that this year.
Even carried the World Cup. The school that actually made the whole blogger thing big.
Wesley Girls took the bloggers first.
It's first.
But didn't
Wesley
make
Girls took
so
the
much
bloggers
noise
first.
as this year we are having.
They took all the bloggers, all the
The reason why I know this is because there's insider information.
Yes,
Then
they
Wesley
even
Girls
took
dragged this thing.
all the good MCs I know. I was even saying, hey, how did they even take all the good MCs that I know?
Point is, yes, they've been doing it, but this year, who started the whole big
Wesley Girls? That's it right there. That's it right there.
Did years before Wesley Girls. That's my point.
No, sister.
But if you said the big girls did this, then that means you're not basing it on this year.
Basing it on this year.
This year, actually, big girls started
Even this year, Wesley Girls did theirs before Ebri Girls.
Wesley Girls.
Nuela went to Ebri Girls.
Yes.
And they did after, very recent, after Wesley Girls.
Actually, Ebri Girls did yes. I think early February. And shout out to Osei Douglas. I got the videos from him. You can go to his page and check it out. But you will not find them on our social media handles at MX24.
Because I know very well that
I support you.
I know very well. I know very well. And this is not.
No problem.
I know very, very well. Ebri Girls did this recently. My friend and I even laughed about it. And we called Noella. We said, Noella, you put the meet the Wesley Girls people standard. And then it was like their seniors are going to do their own. When they do their own, we see say if they reach. I have had an extensive conversation on this why the entire buzz of homecoming is.
Yeah.
And Wesley Girls initiated this whole drama about homecoming because by the way they have the big
I think for the longest
let's give them
period,
their flowers.
their
for the longest period,
was trending.
they're the ones who
Their personalities were trending.
It wasn't this.
It wasn't this. Unless you have not been following.
I have, because
no, but
when I
Wesley
look
Girls
at-
have always been amplifying
Wesley Girls
this.
have always been out.
They've
and
always been making
they've
noise
always
about this
blown it.
homecoming.
That's what I'm
Their
saying.
homecoming.
Shout
Their
out
The extent
to
that me,
them,
when I saw Holy
give
Cool
them
for
their
the crown,
flowers. Because
Holy Cool.
you come to make me say something.
Oh,
Holy Cool.
Let's give them their flowers. Every girl's actually. This St. Mary's, please don't disrespect my school.
Maggie's almost
Mary's,
so laugh up
please.
in the
It's Mary's, don't disrespect my school. Don't disrespect my school.
We're getting pressure. We're getting pressure. They were the ones coming with the facilities.
And when it comes to the guys, when it comes to the guys too, you can say that the homecoming started with Presec for.
No
Actually,
time.
But you know,
we are supposed
St.
to go
Augustine's,
back,
hey,
go
I said St.
back.
Augustine's, your friend say, Adisada also so, but
have
Adisada
their-
will wait for, let's say, like 75. 100.
Yeah.
Do you get it?
Yes,
Like,
they always
wait for that time.
But you know, Achimota also
Been
carries
doing.
this World Cup. Achimota.
Just because almost so I told pressure.
Presec for a way, and I agree with you with the Presec.
Motown has never amplified it like that.
Like they did this year.
Oh no. They've not amplified it like that.
Actually, last year they did last 2 years. But you know, the whole social media buzz is this year that has.
Then you are now following my sister.
No.
Yes, we are
Social
now
media
on the
buzz,
track with you.
because even some of their Kente sounds from Wesley Girls' homecoming became like a trend. Also because they have personalities. Let me just laugh my way. They have personalities in their school, who are like name brands.
Yes.
So every time they drive the homecoming around these faces. It has always been Becca. It has always been Gwen Ado. It has always been.
That wasn't it.
Nana Bad Naboy's little boy. Nana Bad Naboy's nephew. His mom.
Yeah.
It's also one of the faces.
Yeah.
See, they always come with their name brands that are associated to them, and they're always driving this thing.
One day
I'm
we'll
not
give it to
saying-
Wiggy.
It's wicked.
I'm not saying.
this, right?
I'm talking about how this year all the other schools have risen to that Wege standard. Let me say that Wege standard.
Okay, now you have switched the
Now we understand.
Now we are with you.
Because,
Now we are with you.
So over the years, Wege has been doing it. And yes, the whole kente and everything. Because even St. Mary's, they do it. When I was in school, they come dressed in their kente, the blue and white kente and everything.
Yeah, but it wasn't amplified.
But it
But
wasn't
there was
as
no buzz.
amplified
Alright, now
as
we
it
get
is
you.
now.
Now we get you.
So this year, the first school that started it was Ebri Girls.
No.
Please, let me land.
We will not agree with you.
You are not going to.
We will not agree with you.
It's not possible.
We will not agree.
It's not
with
possible.
Let's go and check.
The
No,
facts.
you go and check and come and then
Ayibo,
let's
you
have
give
this
my phone.
conversation tomorrow.
Whether facts or not, we
Now
still
let me get
stay
into
on
my
Wiggy.
stories for today. Ghanaian
was
singer
shower.
sister Ifia.
And then they will shout.
You go and check.
Yes,
Ebri
madam,
Girls
we
actually
will
did
check.
yesterday.
If we are
Don't
wrong,
worry,
if
don't
we are
worry.
wrong, if we are wrong, which I know we are not, I'll come here and come and apologize to you, I promise.
It's not apology, bring money.
We'll give you money.
We'll give you money on top of it.
Very good.
And if you are wrong,
wrong,
you buy lunch.
lunch. I bet you apologize.
Apologize.
Same breath. Apologize
to us.
and give us money.
No problem.
Okay, let's go.
Now moving on, Ghanaian singer Sister Ifia has opened up about the emotional toll of lacking support from Ghanaians, particularly for female artists in the music industry. In an interview, she expressed frustration and revealed that she sometimes breaks down in tears due to the scarcity of encouragement, noting that women in the industry face more challenges in gaining recognition and opportunities. Despite this, Sister Ifia remains committed to her craft, having recently opened her own recording studio and assured fans that she has no plans of quitting music, vowing to continue making music even in 50 years to come. Whew.
I don't. Is this something I'd never do? I'd never downplay anybody's emotional stress or what they're going through, the experiences. I would never downplay that. But I've always said over here that if you are in a competition with a strong man, you can never go with weak hands. You're in competition with men. The platform, they have not named Music for Women Association. It's a music industry. You're contending with men. You don't want to go there with fickle hands or soft bones. The men are coming with full force, creativity, energy, investment, looking for funds, looking for every other opportunity that is available for them to rise on. So if we're talking about support, and we've talked about this separately, our women, it's in the same industry, Becca Blue. It's in the same industry. Yes. That's Efia Blue. This same industry. And as if I blow here at some point. It's in the same industry. So I'm saying to them that, of course, it's difficult, even for the men.
Yes.
Some of the men have to resort to drugs. Some of them have to resort to emotional breakdowns that they'll come and use to play some. But in their distress, they still stand on business.
They make lemonade with their lemons.
So honestly, I acknowledge her pain and acknowledge that in this industry, it's a struggle to get support. But that is not what this is about. She needs to get her butt out of the seat and get it done. Unfortunately, that's how it works.
She should ride on the waves, actually. Now, moving on, my next story is from Nigeria, where a recent tweet has sparked a debate about actors' responsibility in perpetuating stereotypes, specifically targeting Uzo Arukwe's portrayal of Igbo men in Nollywood movies. The critic argued that Arukwe's roles reinforces damaged stereotypes depicting Igbo men as obnoxious, crass, and borderline stupid, with exaggerated accent, which can have long-term consequences on perception of Igbo masculinity. This raises questions about the actor's responsibility in perpetuating these stereotypes and whether he's simply doing his job or contributing to a larger problem in the Nollywood representation of Igbo men. So with this, I have a problem not with the actors, but with the script writers. Because even at a point, they give them scripts where someone is supposed to act as a Ghanaian man and he's abusive. So I think it shouldn't be with the actors, it should be with the script writers, because if the script writer has given me a script, and I'm talking from the view of an actress, because if I've been given a script, there's no way I'm going to say, oh no, I won't do this. Because in my contract it states that I am supposed to act what has been given to me. So if I am doing that, I don't know why someone should say this and direct it to me. He's doing his best as an actor. He was given the script. He has made the best of the script. So why then should he be criticized? It should rather go to the script writer. So now, let's speak to the script writers in the industry. Please, if we are portraying African men and women, if we are portraying Africa, Nigeria, Ghana, it shouldn't be in the negative light. Yes, if you say he is an illiterate or something in the movie, it should be at least coming from the positive light. The same way if we are portraying a Ghanaian man, it shouldn't be abusive. It should be from a positive light. Yes, there are going to be the antagonists and protagonists in the movie, but it doesn't necessarily mean it should always be Igbo men being illiterate or Ghanaian men being abusive. On that note, this is the end of my segment. My name is Afi Nuna. Follow us on all our social media platforms for more news at MX24GH. You can give me a follow at afi.nuna on Instagram and all other social media platforms.
The movie has since been removed.
Yeah, it has. I was going to tell you that.
Have you watched it?
No, I haven't. I was actually going to watch it today.
I was going to watch it too.
Oh, it is a beautiful movie.
But
Very
you have
beautiful.
acted as a violent person in a movie before.
I have?
Yeah. Hey, I love you, but now one question over Valentine games.
I love you, but you
like acting like a violent boy in a man.
That's the role he has been given. That's what is in the script.
I want to genuinely find out from you, but do you think that this is an issue of the mindset of people just over exaggerating what is shown them on the screen? Because you know this happened also to the comedians as well.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, someone will say on the part of the actor or actress is an occupational hazard, because however you portray yourself, see this guy who's running mad, they say he's running mad now in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Since then, since I knew him, you have known him as the villain.
Yeah.
You've known him as the one who would always shoot, who would always do this, who would always do that. You get
Kanayo.
yeah. There was Kanayo, another expression. Pete. Same thing. When Chewa. Same thing. You get it. All these things, they become part of it. So they always say, this girl couple, Mame Sewa.
Yeah. And right now, Timini is being tagged the Playboy.
Yeah.
So it's part of the work.
But not that notwithstanding, I mean, a scriptwriter will also want to portray what it is.
I was actually going to say this, that so if I want to sell my movie, if I'm a movie producer and I want to sell my movie and I want to really bring out a certain character, how do I do it? So the minimum or the bare minimum is what we're asking for. That if you want to let a person portray a villain, it should be on the mild side.
No, it cannot.
And when you go to the Hollywoods. I was actually telling Jesse a couple of days ago that you see this power actor, the Ghost son.
Yeah, Ghost. Yeah.
Ghost son. Ghost son was actually met in town and they almost beat that boy. They almost beat that boy.
Then it means he plays his role very well.
That's what it is.
So if there's a problem with this
trait.
Exactly.
So I'm actually shocked that
the character
an actress, you're saying that they should tone down on the script, because it is only an actor. It's only an actor that will bring out the script the way it is put. A great actor that will bring out the script the way it was put in, or even better.
I'm not saying tone down. What I am saying is, if you have a problem, shouldn't be with the actor. Should be with the script writer for giving the person this role to play. I mean, this storyline.
Unfortunately, with people, that's not going to work. The script writer is not on screen.
Exactly. So they will attack the actor. My work here is done.
Charlie, that is why, some of you, when you're choosing career, you just have to choose career that will not damage your personality. Because, I mean, a lot of actors are suffering this kind of stereotype because of what they do on television, okay? Yeah, I'll take it easy on some of them, okay? Well, in today's dynamic business environment, a robust workforce is pivotal to achieving success. This is why we have thoughtfully designed our corporate health insurance plans to empower your employees and bolster your organization's performance. With Equity Health Insurance, your investment transcends ordinary insurance. It represents a commitment to the future of your company. Now, our health plans are individually tailored to accommodate the unique needs of your employees and, of course, offering comprehensive coverage and exceptional benefits. Our support goes beyond administrative tasks and premiums. At Equity Health Insurance, we are dedicated to standing by your side throughout the entire journey. Please feel free to reach out to us on 050-1515124 or 0539-135-073 so that we can further enhance the level of service we provide to you. At Equity Health Insurance, we say always here for you.
Well, are you looking for the best value data and voice offers that are tailored to your unique needs? We understand everyone has their own preference. That's why we have the unbeatable Made For Me bundles made just for you. The Made For Me bundles are affordable, customized data and voice packages personalized for you. Simply dial *530# or download the Telecel Play app to subscribe to your special Made For Me bundle. Telecel, connecting energies. Well, that's about it for Coffee Daily. Up next, we get into news review right after this. We'll be right back.
Visit www.mx24online.com for news, exclusive behind-the-scenes videos, up-to-the-minute sports updates, and the latest broken pen stories now. Experience more of MX24 Online. Visit mx24online.com today. MX24. Fun, fearless, and factual.
Every day is packed with its own surprises. You never know which thrill is around the corner. Feel good. Feel good. Or how it will play out. There's a sense of excitement.
Did our plane just stop? Another cash out.
That adds a little magic to my everyday.
Feels like a party tonight.
Michael has been exceptional, surpassed all his targets. Let's hear from this year's Staff of the Year.
This wouldn't be possible without a strong relationship. You've been with me through university. All those days of studying together just to ace those tests, which we did, by the way. And those days of the side hustles. You were there. All of these have prepared me for this moment. Cowbell Coffee has been there with me every single step of the way.
For the big days and the seemingly ordinary, creamy Cowbell Coffee is with you every moment.
This advert is FDA approved.
This is a call to you. The dreamers. The ones that see no boundaries.
Dreamers take a chance.
The explorers that chart their own path.
Unlock the vibes, connect the energy.
The ones that dare to challenge the status quo.
Get connected, feel the
When others try to think outside the box, you wonder, what box?
catch the wave, enjoy the ride.
To the architects of their journeys. Every connection is an opportunity to explore every experience. This is your call to adventure. Your journey begins here. Be bold, be daring, be free. Connecting passions, connecting dreams, connecting ambitions. Telecel, connecting energies.
Africa's greatest Achilles heels are not her politicians. Africa's greatest Achilles heels are not even her religious leaders. I believe that Africa's greatest Achilles heels is that Africans themselves do not believe in their truest potential and what they can become. My name is Moses B. Arthur. I want to especially invite you for the Trailblazers Unite Shaping Tomorrow's Ghana Today event. Come the 12th of April inside the UPSA auditorium at exactly 11 a.m. The event is absolutely free. We have an amazing lineup of speakers, from myself to the founders of Pizza Man, Chicken Man, Chris, and his co-founder Ebenezer. We have the CEO of CPO, Dr. Stephen Debra. We have an amazing woman coming all the way from the United States, Makeda Smith, and other lineup of speakers joining us, so that we can just position ourselves for just one thing. We want to make sure that by the time we are leaving this event, we have been positioned into a place where we can think bigger, where we can dream louder, and where we can act bolder. After all, why are we here if we can do great things? Remember that this event is free, and I want you to join me. There's going to be some amazing giveaways that are going to happen at this event. You may end up probably leaving here with a job opportunity whatsoever. Don't miss this event for anything. Tell a friend to tell a friend, and don't forget that this event is proudly sponsored by Entrepreneurship Hub Africa, Pizza Man, Chicken Man, and MX24 Media. Like I always say, love and light. Cheers, guys. See you on April 12th.
From 2012, we have gathered for new wine. 13 years later, Levites gather. It's time to be refreshed, renewed, and poured out. Ladies and gentlemen, MOG Music presents New Wine 2025 theme. Back to the basics. Venue, First Love Center. Encounter true power with ministrations from Joe Metal, Kwame Jidu, Reverend Barry Nikwe, Pastor Isaiah, and Obapa Christie. Date 30th March time, 5 p.m. Rates, single, 100 Ghana cedis. VIP, 200 Ghana cedis. Family of 5, 450 Ghana cedis. Sponsors, Omni Basic Bank, Secure Sanitary Pad, E-Transact, Knowledge Tree International, Tank Palace Hotel, and Oasis Studios. Media partners, your ticket awaits you. Get it now. Dial *389 *777 # or visit Airport Shell, Community 11 Shell, Bachana Total, Royal House, and First Love Center. Let the Levites arise in this generation. We're going back to the basics. Ready?
Step into the world of fashion, where creativity meets innovation and beauty goes hand in hand with style. On Fashion Wednesday, we delve into the journeys of influential voices in the fashion and beauty industries here in Ghana. From emerging designers to seasoned professionals, we explore their stories, their crafts, and vision for fashion's future. Get the inside scoop on the latest trends, expert styling tips, and beauty hacks to elevate your look. Join me every week as we celebrate the art, the passion, and the people behind the scenes who make fashion more than what we just wear. This is Fashion Wednesday, where fashion comes to life. Catch Fashion Wednesday every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. on MX24 TV.
Drama, betrayal, faith, forbidden love. What would you do when life writes a chapter you didn't ask for? Every broken pen has a story to tell. Every story has a lesson to learn. But the question is, how do you fix it? The Broken Pen Show is back. Real stories, raw truths, and maybe, just maybe, the answers you've been looking for. Hi, ladies. Hi. Your story isn't over. Let's fix it together with a cold glass of Nax cocktail. Catch the Broken Pen Show every Thursday at 8 p.m. only on MX24 TV. My name is Yavita, and I am your host. Cheers.
Hey, welcome back to the AM Club right here on MX24. If you're just joining in, you made the right choice. My name is Miriam Udwak Menta. Well, for the month of March, my name is Akushika Lebeni. Now, well, we're going to be getting into this big conversation. A lot of Ghanaians were waiting for the budget to be read to us. We wanted to understand how this government intends to finance this country. Well, it's here. We all heard it yesterday. We're going to be delving into that pretty shortly. But before that, let's talk about something that excites me the most, and that is at Equity Health Insurance, the well-being of our members takes precedence. We recognize the unique healthcare needs of individuals and families, which is why we are delighted to present our Ebusia Health Plan. This health plan is crafted to promote the enduring health and happiness of you and your loved ones. Our plans are meticulously tailored to offer comprehensive and competitive health insurance coverage for individuals, families, and smaller groups. Access to quality care is just a phone call away. Offering continual assurance of your family's welfare, contact us today on 0546 645465 or 050 3860 Equity Health Insurance. We say always here for you. Now, with Jibu Water, staying refreshed has never been easier. Jibu Water provides clean, healthy water you can trust as your go-to source for drinking and cooking. Now, with options of our innovative 2 liters bottles that come with a tap and 18.9 liters bottles, your Dispensers have a breath of new life as clean water and, of course, hygienic Jibu water flows through them for your consumption. Whether you need a cool drink to quench your thirst or fresh drinking water or cooking water for your meals to taste its best, Jibu water is the answer for that. Now, order for yours today. Call 05020-9845817 or visit our website at www.jibuco.com/GH for more information about our brand, Jibu Water, a better life. Now, joining me for the big conversation this morning, my very good friend. When I put the flyer up, one of our mutual friends said, your boyfriend is coming. Both of you on that show, I don't like it. I'm like, well, I cannot help it.
we make a very good pair.
Don't we? Don't we? Well, we have a guest today, so of course, Julius Anthony is here this morning to join us, get into that. And he is part of the communications team at the presidency. Also joining us is Ni Commey, communications team member, MPP. Good morning, Ni. I'm meeting you for the very first time.
Yes.
How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing very well. Yourself?
I'm very well, thank you. We say more position to more stream. Just truly.
Everybody is happy. Everybody.
And then this is something we're hearing all over the place. But and obviously I'm not going to be starting with Anthony. I'll start with you. Yesterday you. Lord has had quite a number of things to say with regards to the budget that was read yesterday. When we were getting towards this day, of course, when the date was announced, lots of people talked about the fact that some of the taxes that the NDC promised were definitely going to be scrapped off. And here where there are, conversations on how they intend financing the country without these taxes or without these levies. What is your concern about this particular budget that was ready yesterday?
Thank you very much, my sister. And good morning to you, yourself, and then your viewers this morning.
Good morning.
Yesterday, the Minister for Finance, Honorable Kessel Attoforsen, appeared before Parliament to lead before Parliament the appropriation bill, seeking for an approval under Section 21 of the Public Financial Management Act. To me, my expectation was not met.
Oh, okay.
He stated a lot, which, in my view, was not the best.
Okay.
In opposition, the NDC government, my brother, I saw him leading the charge.
Yeah.
I mean, lambasting the NPP government. That the NPP government is an elephant government, an oversized government, and we are spending money without any resource.
Okay.
And they promise in opposition that when they come to power, they are going to cut down expenditure by reducing or operating a lean government.
Are they not doing that?
They came into office, yes, they appointed 60 ministers. That is okay. But then the expenditure, the appropriation that these people are seeking to, spend within 9 months is more than what the Akufo-Addo government spent in 2024.
Educators, how is that?
So in 2024, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and the NPP government, seek an approval of 250 billion Ghanaian cedis to be spent for the entire year. 250 billion on record. NDC government came in 9 months. 9 months into 2025, they are seeking an approval of 290 billion Ghanaian cedis to be spent. Remember, last year, the finance minister, the former finance minister, Dr. Amin Adams, went to Parliament and, laid before Parliament a 3 months appropriation. And 68 billion was granted for the NDC to be able to operate within the first 3 months.
Which means that there's money already.
Yes. 68 billion was approved for them. Then that is what they are operating with from January to date. And they are seeking an additional 290 billion Ghanaian cedis. So in addition, in 2025 alone, NDC government and my very good friend here are seeking an appropriation of 358 billion Ghanaian cedis. Akufo-Addo government spent 250 billion. You said that government is an oversized government. Then that when you get the opportunity to serve or to direct the affairs of this economy, this country, this state, you are going to operate a lean government. In other words, any rational person will be expecting you to spend less than 250 billion. Because if someone spent 250 billion and in your view, you said it is something that is too big, and you are promising to, spend something less or operate a government which is lesser than the Akufo-Addo government, which you describe as an oversized government, and you come in and you are requesting or seeking for an approval of 358 billion Ghanaian cedis to be spent in one financial year. Are you really in to protect the interests of Ghanaians, or you are in to collapse the economy? These are some of the questions we are asking.
I'm listening to you, and I'm wondering if time wouldn't be considered in this conversation. So we've talked about the fact that they inherited according to them, they inherited a stress economy. Is that not the word you use? Yes. And so the economy is not doing its best. Now, some of the allocations are not exactly the way it used to be. So, for instance, when it comes to the school feeding program, the free SHS, they're expanding. And so wouldn't they need more money to run these systems, i.e. the budgets they are proposing?
My sister.
Yes.
You are promising us to operate a lean government. And like you said, the economy was criminally managed. The economy was mismanaged. Mm-hmm. That was the position of the NDC when they took over as government. They said the economy was criminally managed. The economy was mismanaged. And that the economy, is not in good position. So if the economy is not in good position, the same economy that you classify as economy that is not in good position gave Ghana an economic growth, GDP growth rate of 5.7%. 5.7%. And you describe such economy as economy that was criminally managed and economy that was mismanaged. 5.7 GDP growth rate. In fact, according to the summary report by the BOG on our financial data, it was stated clearly that the economy has, Akufo-Addo government expanded this economy to about 1.2 trillion Ghanaian cedis. When you were leaving office in 2016, the economy was around 219 billion Ghanaian cedis. 219 billion under their administration. President John Dramani Mahama first term. 2016, the records are there to show. Akufo-Addo came in 8 years and he's been able to expand the economy to about 1.2 trillion Ghanaian cedis. And you describe such economy as an economy that was criminally managed, an economy that was mismanaged. You came in and you are telling us everything, is in shambles. We gave you the opportunity. Now serve us. You are requesting for an appropriation of 358 billion Ghanaian cedis to spend. His boss. His office has been allocated 78 billion Ghanaian cedis. 78 million Ghanaian cedis, sorry. 78 million Ghanaian cedis. 8 million on goods and services. 70 billion on capital expenditure. What are they going to buy? What is he going to buy? 78 million Ghanaian cedis for one ministry alone. And then there's another office at the Jubilee House. It's coming from the Jubilee House. Research.
I like how you are making this a personal conversation. When I begin,
I know you. So please let me make.
Okay, so before we continue, and I think I said this in my bathroom before coming here. I said that today we're not going to make this about personalities or individuals. Okay. And the fact that you're speaking to the government. And again, I don't think that personally, I don't think it's gotten personal yet. But I do not want want anybody to say, I know Anthony, and nobody knows Anthony. Anthony is going to do his submission as an individual, and nobody is going to know Anthony on this show this morning. And it's never going to happen on this show again, because it's becoming a bit too much when you people come here, and it's from the MPP, it's from the those who say they are political activists. Anthony, I know him. Nobody knows Anthony. So please speak to the issue.
Thank you very much.
But you have to wrap up because he's going to have to respond to that. Yeah.
So for two Kwashi's office alone has been allocated 78 million Ghanaian cedis to operate. 8 million on goods and services. I don't know what they are going to use that.
He said he will not buy anything.
You know what is he going to buy?
Yeah,
50 million on capital expenditure. For what? So clearly the NDC are not in to protect the interests of the Ghanaian people as they promised in opposition. They mentioned, taxes. Abolishment of taxes. Yeah. When the NPP government came into office, 2017, we abolished over 17 good taxes.
So it's not news that they are abolishing taxes anyway?
I'll come there.
Okay.
17 good taxes was abolished under Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo in his first term. Now you came in and you are abolishing 6. That is what they are saying. But in real terms, only 3.
How is that?
Now, there is one taxes that they claim that they have abolished. There is a lot of controversies on social media and in the traditional media as well. They said the 10% withholding tax on lotteries has been abolished. And then in that same statement, the finance minister mentioned betting tax. These are 2 different items. If you look at our income tax amendment, Income Tax Amendment Act 2003, Act 1094. This is the parliamentary enactment that imposed the withholding tax on lotteries, imposed the 10% tax on gaming. These are 2 different components. But the finance minister, I don't know whether he was trying to be smart on Ghanaians or what. He made mention of the 10% on withholding tax on lotteries. And then, under that same, paragraph, you also mentioned betting tax. So, which is he talking about?
But you yourself are telling us right now, because I'm trying to look for the part where he said that he mentioned 2 different things.
2 different
things.
You're
saying there are 2 different things.
There are 2 different things.
So,
I'm coming. 2 different things. The first one, which is a 10% withholding tax on lotteries, was never implemented by the NPP government.
Okay.
It was never implemented by the NPP government. That is what they are telling us to have abolished in their financial statement.
Okay.
But the 10% on gaming, they didn't mention. They didn't mention. In fact, if you look at page 2 and 3 of their budget, stated the number of parliamentary enactments that the NDC government, under the leadership of Tesla Forcing, intended to amend or review, about 10 parliamentary enactments that was stated. None of these, what's the name? The Income Tax Amendment Act 2003, Act 1094, was not there. It was not part of the parliamentary enactment that they intended to review or amend.
Okay.
So if you are telling me that we have abolished the 10% withholding tax on lotteries, it is not true. So the finance minister was of the view that they never collected any betting tax on lotteries, and people were of the view that
10 minutes, so you have to.
The people were of the view that that is not true.
Okay.
But that was the truth, because we never implemented the 10% withholding tax on lotteries. The only thing we implemented was 10% tax on gaming.
On gaming.
So if you are telling me you are going to abolish the 10% tax on 10% withholding tax on lotteries, you have not done anything. Because that thing was not, does not exist. We didn't implement it, even though the law was passed. It was never implemented by the NPP government.
Oh, I get where you're coming from. All right, sure. Thank you very much. You want to respond to?
Of course, I would start from the last, since it is very fresh on the memory of our people. I asked your people to print something for me. I think they made a mistake. Okay. It's 2 pages. You got the page 1, the page
Please, can you get me the other
page 1, which is the most relevant one, is not here because I want to hand it over to him actually. But since they have not yet gotten that, please, Miriam, do me a favor. Let's do this exercise. We all have internet, right? Yes. Take your phone. Practice direction. Let's all just do a quick Google.
Okay.
Practice direction on betting tax. If you search that, it will take you to the Ghana Revenue Authority's website. Please, let's all do it. Oh, please, for our audience. We are educating an audience.
I'm going to do it, so don't worry. You don't have to.
should do that.
You should do that, yeah.
Practice what?
Practice direction on betting tax. It will take you to the Ghana Revenue Authority's website.
On betting tax?
Yes, on betting tax. In the meantime, if your producers can help us, we want to listen to Amin Adams as well on betting tax and possibly Kasia Lato Forsen, what exactly he said.
So this is the Ghana Revenue Authority
Yes, open
page.
that PDF you are seeing there. You can see a PDF there, can't you?
This one?
Yeah, that very one. Okay. Open it.
It's not small school this way, it's coming to put me in.
Of course, I mean, these matters.
Okay, so Ghana Revenue Authority.
I always say that when we are on this platform,
yeah.
I'm not talking to him. I'm not talking to you. We are educating a public. Yeah. And when we are going to do that, we are supposed to do it in all sincerity, backed by the facts.
So what
and
are we looking for?
These exercises are important.
So we're looking
Please
for...
go to the definition section. Definition of terms. On page 2. Definition of terms, page 2.
Definition of terms.
Yeah, definition
now, for
of
the
terms.
purpose of this
practice note, lottery operations include
betting tax, sports betting,
good casinos, route operations,
remote interactive.
I think there's no need for us to continue.
Marketing.
Lottery operations include what?
National lottery betting also is there.
It includes what? Betting. Yes.
Yes. Casinos, route.
What did the Honorable Kasia Lato Forsen say yesterday on the floor of Parliament?
They're removing betting taxes.
On lottery operations, otherwise known as what? Betting tax. So it is simply a matter of people not taking time.
Do you want to say the video is ready?
Of course, of course.
So
let's have the Honorable Kasia Lato Forsen and then
taxes for removal in line with our manifesto promise. Mr. Speaker, we will abolish the 10% withholding tax on winning from lottery, otherwise known as the betting tax.
Okay, so you can pass and let's go back. Okay, so...
What did the practice direction say?
Now, for the purpose of practice,
yes,
lottery operations include sports betting and...
So what is this gentleman sitting here telling Ghanaians today? What is he saying? What is he telling Ghanaians? What is he telling Ghanaians? So it's not a matter of coming and trying to make these conversations about individuals and personalities. It is a matter of speaking to the issues, knowing the facts as they are, and presenting it to the Ghanaian people. According to the practice direction of the Ghana Revenue Authority, lottery operations include betting tax. What did the minister say? The withholding tax on lotteries, otherwise referred to as what?
Betting.
So we are talking about the same thing. Is the conversation over or not, Miriam?
It's over. Now it's over.
Listen, please, with respect, you spoke for 10 minutes, and in all that 10 minutes, I remained dead silent. And you would extend that courtesy. When the Honorable Amin Adams spoke, with respect, let our audience have him as well. What did he say?
Do we have the video for Amin Adams, please? I think they're preparing for that.
Of course. He said they never implemented any... they never implemented betting tax. And the whole Ghana watched him yesterday. We are in the month of Ramadan. I mean, for the past 2 years, I do join our brothers in the fast. There's a fast. Because there are times that it coincides with Lent and all. And in that period, one would expect some level of piety. You know, if piety is not something you practice, one would expect that you would at least feign it in that period to attract the blessings of Almighty Allah and God Almighty. But it seems to be lacking. Lying to the face of the Ghanaian people that they never implemented the tax. 2 things that revealed. 1, he was deliberately lying, knowing very well that they did implement it, which reinforces what has been our argument against the New Patriotic Party, Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, who the Honorable Amin Adam is associated with, to be liars. Or two, he indeed did not know what was going on. Probably just like my brother, did not even know what the practice direction of the Ghana Revenue Authority says. And if that is the case, I would prefer that it's even the earlier than the latter. Because if he was lying, I always say that I can always deal with dishonest people. So long as I know they are dishonest, I know where to step. But incompetent people, people who can inadvertently harm you, I don't want to deal with. And I don't think that the people of Ghana should also deal with. So I would even prefer that he was lying than if it is the second case where he clearly does not know what he's talking about.
Can we play the video?
Betting tax that they said they have abolished. We never collected betting tax. We never implement the betting tax. So to come and tell Ghanaians that you have abolished something that was not implemented is to deceive the people of Ghana. My brothers and sisters, they are talking also about gold board. It's important I address this. The gold board, as you heard the minister talk about, is to be financed from the budget. The minister is allocating $279 million to the gold board. We have never funded the gold purchase program or gold for oil program from the budget. It's never happened.
Right. Okay, so we have the statement there.
We never implemented betting tax. Definition section of GRA practice direction. Lottery operations include betting tax. The words of Kesiel Ato Fawcett, we would, abolish the 10% withholding tax on lotteries, otherwise known as betting tax. Practice direction, lottery operations include betting tax. And this gentleman is sitting here telling us what? So these are people who are simply clueless, people who are simply incompetent from government and into opposition. Please. Oh, please, when we establish the fact, we call it what it is. They are simply clueless and incompetent, both in government and in opposition. And for me, as I said earlier, I would honestly wish that the Honorable Amin Adams, despite the fact that we are in a fasting period, was lying than if it were the case that he honestly did not know what was going on. Because if we have a finance minister, someone who served as finance minister, not knowing what was going on under his ministry, not understanding it, that level of gross incompetence is the likes of which our constitution says a person does not even qualify to hold office. And so please, when we are dealing with these issues, let's be very, very careful. And if my brother has not read the practice direction before coming here, as I said, the exercise was simple. He could engage in it when he goes home. Now, he went on to say that the government of President Akufo-Addo is making expenditure, quote and unquote, that exceeds what President Akufo-Addo is making. It means that
John Dramani Mahama?
John Dramani Mahama, that exceeds what President Akufo-Addo was doing. So it means that the government is elephant-sized. Was a gentleman in the country when we were campaigning? What did we tell the people of Ghana? We told the people of Ghana that at every point in time, there must be the needed balance between government services to the people of Ghana, the benefits people get, and the taxes they pay. And for that matter, opulence, which characterizes the administration itself. An elephant-sized government of 128 ministers was unreasonable and insane. And for that matter, we are going to make sure that we cut expenditure on the running of government, the administration of government, and direct that expenditure to services that are relevant to you, the people of Ghana. And when I sit here, Miriam, what I tell people, what I tell the young people of Ghana all the time is that if we run a government with less people so that politicians have less to spend from our kitty, and we are able to spend more on our students, on our workers, which one would you prefer? I remember posing that question here a number of times, especially when you asked me, how is government going to pay for first year school. You remember those conversations? And the conversation has always been about, let's cut what central government spend on themselves as individuals and politicians and spend more on the citizens of Ghana. Let me tell you something. Kofi Asare made some analysis, and he has been doing this for a very long time, and so I trust his work. I didn't do any further verification. So I'll be reading straight from his page on this matter. I mean, academic honesty requires that you reference your sources. Yeah, when they read the budget yesterday, these are the things he had to say. He says that on textbooks, his incompetent government was not even giving textbooks for 8 years to basic school children. No textbooks. President Mahama is spending 564 million on buying textbooks for our basic school students. President Mahama, who they accused, they lied in this country. Their major campaign promise in in the 2024 election was not what they were going to do for the people of Ghana. It was, hey, Munsro John Mahama, he will cancel free SHS. You remember? The same President Mahama they said will cancel free SHS is now spending 30% more on free SHS than President Akufo-Addo has done. That is the highest ever to be allocated to free SHS in the history of the policy. The man they were lying against that he was going to cancel it. So when he's saying that by increasing these expenditures, we are operating elephant size, please, the conversation has always been that services rendered to the people of Ghana should take more of our revenues. Not you who appoint 128 ministers, over 1,000 staff at the presidency. Kofi Asare's analysis also tells us that 145 million has been allocated to the capitation grant. That is 72% more than what Akufo-Addo was doing. Kofi Asare tells us that there has been over 300% increase, 35% increase in allocations, pardon me, there was some other thing I wanted to reference. There was a 300% increase in something. I'll move on from that.
So
yes.
I think it's...
But the point is well made.
Yeah.
Now, if you follow all this, the conclusion goes that his understanding of what operating an elephant-sized government means is that Akufo-Addo can sit at Jubilee House, appoint 128 ministers, close to 1,000 staff at the presidency, including presidential staffers, aides, and all of those things, up to 1,000, and start spending on them. And when we complain about it, and another person comes and making expenses on the people of Ghana, then he starts complaining. It means he hates the citizens and prefer privilege for politicians. Under President Mahama, we are establishing the Ghana Medical Cares Trust Fund, otherwise known as Mahama Cares. That is also part of the expenses he's talking about. And we had a conversation around it here. People with diabetes, heart disease, and these chronic diseases, they are going to be benefiting from the budget he's talking about. These are the things this gentleman is saying that it means the budget is elephant size. So there's a real difference between elephant-sized government and expenditure that goes to profit the people of Ghana. Now on taxes, we promised the people of Ghana that we are going to abolish the betting tax.
I'm going to let him
we are going to abolish the e-levy. We did. We are going to abolish COVID-19 levy. We did. We are going to abolish the emission tax. We did. All these things send direct reprieve to the people of Ghana. And do you know the interesting thing? I'll land on this fundamental point. When you take our revenue administration, if you study our Revenue Administration Act, what government wants to do at every point in time, and if you study a bit of taxation, you get this understanding, is that there is an allocation in situations where people pay more tax than they are supposed to do. For example, you take VAT, the tax is supposed to be on the consumer, the one who buys. For example, you buy KFC, the tax is supposed to be on you. But the business person, in undertaking his business, is going to make purchases for his business operations. In doing so, he would incur VAT. You get it? When he is done making his sales, the equivalence of the VAT he accumulates from making his sales must match up with what he incurs when he's buying his inputs. So when input VAT exceeds output VAT, the person is entitled to a credit from the Ghana Revenue Authority. That's what we call tax refunds that the person is entitled to. And so the Ghana Revenue Authority either gives him back his money or they give him a tax credit and offset it against his future tax obligations. And that is why the Revenue Administration Act has a column. 6% of the total tax revenues that are collected are supposed to be kept for tax refunds. Over the period under President Akufo-Addo, they accumulated 29.11 billion for tax refunds. And out of that 29.11 billion, only 12.5 billion was used for purposes of tax refunds. Think about it. 29.11 billion, use only 12.1 billion, okay, for purposes of tax refund. Then the rest of the money vanishes into thin air. That's 53% of the monies they collected for purposes of tax refund. Okay. Now, I'll wrap up on it. Now, they were collecting e-levy and betting tax and all of those things from us. E-levy was accumulating 1.9 billion. Betting tax, I think 180 million. You see the 57% of 29.11 billion, where they were using only 12.5 billion for the purposes, and see how much it exceeds the betting tax and the e-levy continue. They were taking from you and me and squandering monies that are supposed to be for purposes of tax refund. All Keselato Forsen did was said, no, we'll amend our Revenue Administration Act. We'll make sure that under Section 9, which actually stipulates the figures, we are going to dedicate only 4% instead of 6%. The 2% of that is going to give us over 3 billion. That over 3 billion covers for both e-levy and betting tax altogether. You have always been asking me on this show that if you scrap the e-levy, how are you going to raise the money? I have answered it for you.
Answered me, thank you.
Instead of President Akufo-Addo and his cousin Oforiatta making you and me suffer anytime I want to send money to my mother and our relatives, they could have simply stopped the misappropriation of funds in the tax refund account.
They didn't. So now
they didn't do that.
We're here to fix that.
So please, we are managing an economy.
Okay.
We have people who are focused, who have clear understanding, who have gone to school properly, as Professor Jampo would say, who understand what they are doing, and who are interested in saving you, the ordinary Ghanaian, suffering, instead of accumulating privilege for the political class. So
Thank
please,
you so much,
when you
Anthony.
come here next time when you are talking about elephant-sized government, don't talk about expenses that are going to save the people of Ghana.
Yes.
Don't talk about that.
So I'm going to give you equal time. So you have 5 minutes to add to whatever time I give to you. Right. Now let's talk about what didn't show up, but people were expecting to see how it was going to be implemented. That's the 24-hour economy. It didn't quite show up in the budget that was ready yesterday, and that's also because the finance minister says there's going to be a policy that's going to be brought up to be reviewed and all of that.
Yes, and also when you say didn't show up, what do you mean? Because
we're hoping to see a comprehensive presentation on that, on how it's going to be implemented, who is going to benefit, how are they intending to cushion, because I heard during your campaign season that you're going to cushion certain industries that are already existing to help them to be able to run the 24-hour economy. We didn't get that. All this very comprehensive analysis on how this is going to be run.
If that's the point as to which particular areas are going to be getting the subventions and all of those things, then there is a conversation to be had. But of course, I have to say that Ghana Publishing has started operating 24 hours. The passport office has started operating 24 hours and all of those things. What is left with private individuals and enrolling them on, that is a conversation that is planned. But the 24-hour economy, as they want to make you believe, is not happening. It's happening already. Some places have started.
So again,
I think DVLA has already started.
So what I'm trying to say is that, so for instance, when the finance minister showed up, he gave us a breakdown as to how certain things are going to run about the 24-hour economy. And has been pushed again, and so it's a conversation I really want to hear from you.
Of course.
I'll let you speak on it, but I'm going to find out from you what you make of that absence of this 24-hour economy conversation, because you people have pushed against it, and at some point, you people said it is your policy. You people wanted to be a part of the, I'm going to say you, I mean the MPP. I didn't mean to say it that way in any condescending manner, but I mean the MPP, because I saw your face. I need to make that correction. question. So the MPP has also talked about how they were the ones who were going to do the 24-hour economy, by the way, or even the NDC is not able to do that, or the 24-hour economy for some businesses, they're already doing it. So what is he talking about? Others also said that in this Ghana, we cannot run a 24-hour economy. What do you make of it's not being shown in the budget?
Okay, thank you very much. Before I tackle this particular one, I have 3 issues.
You have 5 minutes to do that.
Don't worry. Even if I don't talk about this one, I'm okay. I have 3 issues which my senior brother here made mention, and I want to correct that.
Okay.
One, he was trying to defend Honorable Keselato Forsen when he made mention of the 10% withholding tax.
Okay.
And then he attacked Honorable Adams for saying that 10% was never implemented.
You want to go back to that conversation?
Yeah, I have to.
Oh.
Like I said, page 2 and 3 of their own budget statement that was presented yesterday, they stated about 10 subsidiary laws or parliamentary enactment that they intend to go back to Parliament, amend or review them to support whatever they intend to do. Okay? 10 of them. Out of the 10, the Income Tax Amendment Act 2003, Act 1094, which imposes this 10% withholding tax on lotteries, was never part of it. So what is he talking about? Anthony, what are you talking about? You are trying to educate me. You are trying to educate me.
Yes, and I did that. I
my
said,
inability.
Go to the Ghana Revenue Authority's website. See what lotto operations include. You said betting tax was not implemented.
Anthony, please, let's
it was implemented, and you see this matters. I always say that.
Let's respect the
you should know that you are not speaking to me or Miriam. You are speaking to the Ghanaians.
No. Let me make my point. No, let me make my point.
A question, and I'm answering.
Do you want him to answer or use a rhetorical question?
He doesn't have anything to say.
Who pay the betting tax?
I'm telling you.
And you are supposed to be
Anthony, stop this.
Who are you talking to?
Stop this.
The people
I am telling you that.
Okay.
I am telling you that. I am telling you that.
Okay.
Page 2 and 3 of their own budget statement that was laid before Parliament yesterday by the Finance Minister. They stated about 10 parliamentary enactments or subsidiary laws that they intend to go back to Parliament, amend or review them to support their budget statement that was laid yesterday. And I'm saying that if you, like you are saying, you intend to, abolish the 10% withholding tax on lotteries, as you said, the same parliamentary enactment, which is the Income Tax Amendment Act 2003, Act 1094, which imposes that 10% withholding tax
I get
on
what you
lotteries.
mean now. Okay.
Was not part of the subsidiary laws that you intend to review.
Present, okay.
So
okay.
whatever you are talking about now, it's never true.
That is ludicrous. You know why it's ludicrous?
I can open it.
The practice. Look, listen.
Anthony, this is my time. Stop this. You were talking. I gave you that respect. Stop this. Anthony, stop this.
Okay, but is it not fair? Is it not fair?
Yes.
To speak to
of course,
the
practice.
conversation
Anytime. Listen. Taxation. When it comes to taxation,
you are not being fair to me.
Taxation.
No, you are not being fair to me. This is my time.
But Anthony, for balance, let him land on what he's saying.
Taxation is statutory. A minute. Taxation is statutory. Okay. Taxation is statutory. A law imposes a tax.
Look, Anthony,
then the GRA implements the tax.
Okay.
Okay. Are you following? Now, to implement the tax.
My producer is also telling me that I cannot allow you to continue, so I have to let him go.
Of course, this is my time. You are not being fair to me. Like I said, Anthony, stop this. Anthony, respect the platform. I gave you that respect. When you were talking, I kept quiet. I had a lot of things to say when you were talking. I kept quiet. You engage in your propaganda. You engage in your propaganda. I allowed you. This is my time. So, my sister, as I was saying,
but you don't have to. You don't even have to talk at all. Let him just land.
As I was saying, my sister,
let him land.
Page 2. Page 2 of their own budget statement.
But I get what you're saying. So moving from there.
So like I said, it was never Income Tax Amendment Act 2003, Act 1094, which imposes the 10% withholding tax on the bet earnings was never part of the parliamentary enactment that they intended to review or amend to support whatever they were telling us yesterday.
But so what you're trying to say is that what was done by you, which is the betting tax that you imposed, is in constitution. So it's not a you problem.
No, that one is there.
Okay, so but that's what they're removing, isn't it?
They're not removing because the one that they were talking about was never part of the parliamentary enactment that they intend to review.
I get that point, but you've imposed some tax on betting.
I'm coming. Our position on the 10% withholding tax was that particular item was never implemented by the NPP. So if you intend to abolish, what are you abolishing?
Did people pay
we never implemented 10% withholding tax on winnings from lotteries. We never did.
What did Abin Adam say?
What? Look, Anthony.
No, please, we are educated. What did Abin
Sami Awuku, who is a former Director General of the Ghana Lottery Authority, was on record to have said that 10% withholding tax on lottery earnings will never be implemented. And the reason being that it will discourage people from participating in this lotteries exercise. That was his position. So that 10% withholding tax on lotteries was never implemented by the NPP government. So if you are telling me today that you intend to abolish it, there is nothing to be abolished. Simple. That is fact check. Let me continue. Now you also mentioned.
Fact check by who?
You also mentioned. I was talking about, an elephant, yesterday on Joy News.
Yes.
I mean, the records are there. You can go back and listen to them.
So you have to unfortunately land on this one because we have to.
That is it.
But we're going to continue this conversation tomorrow because it looks like.
I'll be happy to be here with him. Don't worry. I will be happy to be here with him to discuss the whole document. Okay, I'll be happy to discuss the whole document with him here. Now, when you also mention elephant-sized government, President Nana Dankwa appointed 88 ministers.
You're not going to start a whole new conversation.
Don't worry. This is my time.
Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute for me on that.
88 ministers.
128.
Don't worry. Whether 200 or whatever. Whether 200 or whatever.
128.
8 billion Ghanaian cedis.
But you will not be able to do
this accuracy will not stop it. This accuracy will not stop it. Like I said,
to point certain things
No.
I would have to do that. How many ministers is a coup?
You are not the moderator here, Anthony. You are not the moderator.
We are educating the public.
You are not the moderator.
Like I said, you have your time to be able to do that. But you have your time to be able to correct all of that.
120, 88, 200 ministers.
I'm glad we can settle on that.
8 billion Ghanaian cedis was allocated to the office of the president in 2024. You came in, you were telling us that 8 billion Ghanaian cedis and the 88 appointees was an oversized government. Fine.
But you've made this point already.
No, I'm trying to draw the line here. You came in with a lean government and you are seeking an appropriation of 11 billion.
But you've made
the presidency alone.
So what do you want to say to Barrister?
So this particular indication defies his argument that you can operate a small government, but then your expenditure to the people can be big.
But he didn't make an analysis on how that works.
And I'm also telling you, 8 billion was allocated to the office of the president. You came in and 11 billion, according to your own budget, has been allocated to your office.
Well, my time is up. Unfortunately, my time is up. We'll continue this conversation tomorrow. Julius, please wrap up and let's go.
Yes, let me wrap up.
Yeah. You see,
it pains me that I have to make a painstaking effort again to go over something that needs no repetition. You said 5 minutes. I would stick to 5 minutes. Time to go over something that needs not going over, and that is why you see I do things for the record, and it's because I want the extracts after. That's why I asked for the videos specifically. He said that they never implemented betting tax. That's what Amin Adams said. Please.
If I quoting you wrong, I have to correct you.
I'm quoting Amin Adams, not you.
On lotteries.
I'm quoting.
I am here, not Amin Adams. I am here.
Why are you speaking to Amin Adams?
We are talking about Amin Adams' comment. What nonsense is that?
No.
I mean,
no.
You are here.
No.
What nonsense?
No.
You can be shouting.
Allow you to call me names. You can call me nonsense.
It's utter nonsense for me to be talking.
No, you cannot. You don't do that.
Let me make the point.
You can't use those words.
It's not shouting. It's not shouting. It's not about shouting. It's the issue.
Be disciplined.
It's not shouting. It's the issue.
Make your point and let's
It's the issue. It's issues. First of all, you see,
Stop misbehaving.
it's utter nonsense. For me, please, I'm making my point. Listen to me. It's utter nonsense. Okay, for you to say that. When Amin Adams says that he did not implement betting tax, I mean, would you call your guest to order?
No, I called you to order and you didn't listen.
So if you don't let me do that.
You did not listen to me.
When it's utter nonsense for a person to say that when Amin Adams says that he did not implement betting tax.
Okay, so since
but he has repeated the same thing.
I've asked him to retract.
And please, I need you to say.
He has repeated the same thing.
Just make your.
And you allow him to go.
Can I go?
You can continue.
Okay. Right. So since we're not getting
Miriam.
Unfortunately, my producers are telling me I have to wrap up this conversation. Like I said, this conversation continues tomorrow right here on this platform.
I have to wrap up. Miriam, you have to.
But I asked you to wrap up, and you decided to go against whatever I'm saying.
Did you see me not wrapping up? To call me nonsense.
Okay, right.
It's not shouting, no. It's the issue. I mean, Adam.
Visit www.mx24online.com for news, exclusive behind-the-scenes videos, up-to-the-minute sports updates, and the latest broken pen stories now. Experience more of MX24 Online. Visit mx24online.com today. MX24. Fun, fearless, and factual.
Welcome to a brand new season of VIP Access. That's what we're talking about.
VIP Access Podcast is back in 2024 with a brand new season. It's bigger and badder. From Australia, Nigeria, South Africa, Uganda, Rwanda, and Kenya. Season 4 of VIP Access Podcast will once again present you with a cross-section of Africa's brightest music stars and industry gurus, sharing with you tips and tricks to making it in the game. VIP Access will also highlight East Africa's rising artists in hip-hop, Afro house, classical music, Afro pop, and jazz music genres. Brace yourself for an exciting new season that will spotlight the expansion of African music while exploring the role of women in the music industry.
We're walking superheroes, and we sometimes we don't even see it in ourselves.
VIP Access Season 4 is proudly supported by the Australian High Commission.
Step into the world of fashion, where creativity meets innovation and beauty goes hand in hand with style. On Fashion Wednesday, we delve into the journeys of influential voices in the fashion and beauty industries here in Ghana. From emerging designers to seasoned professionals, we explore their stories, their crafts, and vision for fashion's future. Get the inside scoop on the latest trends, expert styling tips, and beauty hacks to elevate your look. Join me every week as we celebrate the art, the passion, and the people behind the scenes who make fashion more than what we just wear. This is Fashion Wednesday, where fashion comes to life. Catch Fashion Wednesday every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. on MX24 TV.
Drama, betrayal, faith, forbidden love. What would you do when life writes a chapter you didn't ask for? Every broken pen has a story to tell. Every story has a lesson to learn. But the question is, how do you fix it? The Broken Pen Show is back. Real stories, raw truths, and maybe, just maybe, the answers you've been looking for. Hi, ladies. Hi. Your story isn't over. Let's fix it together with a cold glass of Nax cocktail. Catch the Broken Pen Show every Thursday at 8 p.m. only on MX24 TV. My name is Yabita, and I am your host. Cheers.
A Wednesday, today's not a Friday, would have said, yeah, today's his day. But anyways, we've got Kofi Jamar inside the studios. And yes, boom, 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 boom. Brother, welcome to the studio, man. How you doing?
It's a pleasure. I'm doing
Everything
great.
cool?
Everything going
nice,
good.
nice. Somebody wants to ask, straightforward to your fashion sense. What connotes it? Because it looks like, yeah, you're on a different level, especially with spares.
Well, I think fashion says a lot about a person,
Yeah.
And I have ties from the street. I come from the street side of things. I've had a chance to be in the corporate world too a little bit. I have the chance to be like in all these faces, you know. So I draw my inspiration from all these aspects, you know. I got to represent the street. I got to represent those not from that part of the street, but also doing their thing, you know. So the fashion.
You just mentioned about corporate stuff. So what exactly were you doing?
I'll keep that under wraps. Not a banker.
Okay.
Yeah, I did some corporate jobs, one or two. Yeah.
Oh wow, I see. All right, nice. Ekoso, I think you dropped it COVID era, right?
Yeah.
It was COVID
2020.
era. Okay, nice. What would you say has been the biggest, benefits out of, that song in particular?
It's a lot,
It's a lot.
Because before that song came, I was doing a lot of songs, and every comment that you hear under my post, people are saying like, this guy is good. I don't know why Ghanaians haven't heard of him. So Ekoso was that song that got my name out there, you know. And it's not just Ghana, I got my name out in the world. So it's a lot that comes with that benefit,
Nice. And from there, was there any pressure on you in terms of, because Sise Nedia, you've dropped the course, so everybody's talking about Kofi Jamar everywhere.
Yeah.
Was that pressure on you, and how did you soak it in?
Well, around that time, I wasn't ready. I would say I wasn't ready. I was doing songs with Stonebwoy, Sifa, my Truth EP. It came out before that Ekoso came. So I was doing the work, and I felt like my time. I was waiting for my time, but by the time that time came on, I wasn't really prepared for it.
Yeah.
So it took me off guard a little bit. But I think it's all like a learning curve for me in this industry and how to navigate myself properly and everything, Because back then, somebody used to tell me, you need to record. You have to, if you have that, they were showing me some strategies that I wish I could have done around that time, but it just caught me off guard, But it's all a learning curve for me.
Nice one. When it comes to Kofi Jamar, we know, I'm back to your fashion sense, but you know, the Goodyear and everything, you know, chains and all that. But I'm seeing another ring. Are you married?
No, I'm not married.
Hey, so why is it on that finger?
I'm married to the game, though.
Married to the game. Hey, wow. What goes into your writing process? I mean, because, I mean, you're a lyricist. I mean, so what goes through that process when you're writing? Or for you don't write, for you it's freestyle?
No, I really write. I really write. I try to put myself in people's shoes. I try to approach the situation from every other angle.
Okay.
Because I'm a writer and I'm not just writing for myself. I'm writing to also touch people out there so that they can relate to the story that I'm telling. So I feel like I try to put myself in people's shoes. I try to meditate sometimes and put myself in situations. Even there are some situations that I might not have gone through, but I can just relate just of hearing somebody say it.
Yeah.
So I feel like musicians, we are like journalists too. You know, we hear what people are saying and it's our news to bring it in a song. Yeah.
Okay. Would you say the industry has been challenging for you so far?
From the start, yeah. But I think since I got onto my record label, Godman Records, it's been like almost 5 years.
Okay.
You know, so
you've been in the record label almost 5 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
So there's a lot that I've learned, and there's a lot that it was challenging at first.
Yeah.
But now I think I have all my, you know, I have all my points, and I know how to sail through and all of that. Yeah. So it's been challenging, but now I feel like I've got into terms with it. Yeah.
Okay. What do you make of people? Because there's this assertion there. People are saying Asaka, the vibe is dead. Is this? Is that? What would you say with that?
Well, you know, that's I always say it. That's it with every new vibe that comes. You know, Ghanaians we get tired of stuff. That's people for you. So when something comes new, there's this sort of hype around
they
it.
Jump on it.
Yeah, everybody want to jump around it. Everybody want to jump on it. Even other artists that were doing drill. Around the time that Asaka came, a lot of artists were doing drill. If you like recognize that, a lot of artists like that weren't doing that kind of instrumental were doing that. So that's how it is, you know. Amapiano comes, Asoko comes, Azonto comes, everybody is jumping on the trend, but it doesn't have to like last till eternity, you know. And I feel like with the Asaka and the guys that really started it, everybody has also have a way to find their niche.
Okay.
With other stuff, with other genres and stuff like that. So I feel like, yes, this music is a growing process. It don't stay, like music is always changing. It's dynamic, very dynamic. So it don't stay at one place at the same. Because we would have started with Ghanaians as we first found the Azonto sound. Because we would have said, okay, the Azonto Sakode and all of them brought it, but now it's dead. You know, but it's not. Music is dynamic.
Does that not put a little bit of pressure on you musicians? Because sometimes it's like, okay, this is the genre, and this is what is reigning right now.
Yeah.
And then when you realize that nobody is vibing with it anymore, it's like, okay, where do I go next?
True.
And if you don't know what it is, as in at that point where you're saying that, where do I go next? Do you guys sometimes feel lost in one way or the other?
Well, that's it. For me, basically, I feel like that's it with when you are charting a new path.
Okay.
You know, sometimes, like, yeah, that's it. When you feel lost, then it means you have to discover something new.
Yeah.
That's the art. That's, for me, that's how I see it. So whenever it's like there's this going on, there's this going on, you don't know where to like keep it.
Yeah.
You try to find a new path. You try to find a new way that's going to relate to the audience still. And that's what we're always trying to do.
The state of the rap music right here in Ghana.
Yeah.
What's the state for you right now? And if you were supposed to give a nation address towards it, as what would we be hearing?
Ghana rap is not dead. I wouldn't say it's dead. But the rap for the rap of it is now dead. I think people don't rap for rap no more. People don't rap for rap no more. That's what I see. People rap like, everybody's trying to make money. Everybody's trying to get famous. Everybody's trying to get some hit songs on the internet and everywhere, you know? So everybody's trying to commercialize it or find a way to tap into the audience. you know. So rap for the rap fun, because at first people were rapping for the fun of it. Cast your mind back to them times, the strongman T-Flow, those rap battle time. It was an era in Ghana that people rap for the fun of it. You go to the streets and people are doing rap battles and all that. But now that doesn't happen anymore. Everybody's trying to get a banger, you know. Everybody's trying to get a song that's gonna be on the airwaves to make some money. Yeah, so I feel like it would take strong individuals that don't care about the money, that really care about the art. And I really appreciate Lyrical Joe, because he's still rapping. He's still rapping. Like he will try to do commercial songs and stuff, but I see he's still rapping. Yeah.
Even with the commercial stuff, he raps.
Yeah.
That you would know that from him.
For real.
Wow.
So he's one, and Manifest also keeps going with it.
So for you were applauding. I mean, because there was a time where people started, you know, bashing saying that no, you're moving away from the game. You guys don't. Obinsu say, oh, rap ne die, no into your bills.
No cray.
And no cray.
And no cray. And those same people like rap into your bills. I'm not saying it. In a broad sense, Sarkodie raps. He's always been rapping, but he's making a lot of money. But he's commercialized the rap. He doesn't rap just for the rap part of it. He raps now to make a banger, to make commercial music. That's what I see it. It's a rap no there, sana akwa say.
All right, nice one. Your collaboration with Calligraph and Ice Prince, at the start of the career. I mean, how did that come about? And that for me that was huge. So, very huge. And that song still today in Kenya. Like I have 2 songs with Calligraph Jones. One is Dangerous and one is the one with Ice Prince. Still today in Kenya is one of like their top hip hop songs, you know. And it's something great, you know. Every day, like people, like when they're playing it, people tag me and stuff, and it's overwhelming, you know. And shout out to Jason. He made that beat for In the City, and he wanted me to do something on it. So I did a hook on it, and he sent it to Ice Prince. So Ice Prince heard it, he loved the hook. He dropped something on it, and he wanted to do a joint with Calligraph Jones. So he sent him that song also, and he did his verse on it. We saw you tweet, we saw you make noise about something new that's coming up. Tell us about it. I hear it's a new single.
For real.
Wow. For real. So what's the title of it?
Abasakum.
Abasakum.
Yeah.
Why that?
Okay, I feel like Abasakum, it's a new, I wouldn't say a new genre, but it's a new feeling.
It's a new feeling.
Evolving that I found. The beat was produced by James C. Shout outs to James C. It's a new feeling. It's like hip life.
It's a new vibe.
Yeah, it's a new vibe. It's like hip life with that kind of jammer kind of mood, you know.
Oh, that's gonna be swift.
Yeah, for real.
So for streets.
It's for the streets, and it's a feel good song, you know. It's a song for people to jam and dance, you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. When is it dropping?
It's dropping by 21st of this month.
21st of this month. 21st of March.
Yeah.
Okay. Should we expect a video to it, or this is just the audio dropping?
Yeah, the audio is dropping, but we're still working around the clock to put the visuals together. You know, but I expect some visuals here and there. And I featured Kofi Jamar, who's a fast rising.
Wow.
He's fast rising, and he killed that beat.
That's hot.
You guys gotta wait for his version.
We have Kofi and Kwesi on one song.
For real.
My God.
For real.
Well, over my freestyle also. Oh, my big kakre me there we say hits me back.
I say Mr. Mindada, Menya kasa me ne wara. You see dia crojin from my bunti your hima. Yena chimbe me ai, yindi odona dada. Wanya na sade ya wo chentiti ase mami ai. Oh. Ti obey be kumio antiama. I just give you that
one. All right, we can't wait for the 21st of March.
One time.
That's going to happen. It's Kofi Jamar teaming up with Kwesi Jamar, and it's going to be
massive.
So we're looking forward to that. Well, Kofi, thank you so much for coming through, and wish you the best of luck too as well. And you said you're still under the record label. What's the record label's name?
That's Got One Records.
Okay, all right. So shouts going out to everyone who's part of the record label too as well. And most definitely, now somebody also wants to, hook up with you, let's say they want to get Kofi Jamar on a song, or let's say they want to get you for some shows, how do we go about that?
Yeah, you just get on my social media, you know, on Twitter, Facebook, everywhere I'm there, you know. And if you go to the contact, there's a contact number there. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Kofi, thank you so much, man. It's been a pleasure having you here on the AM Club, and that's how we wrap it up for today's show. What a show we've had right here on the AM Club. My name is Kojo Dasira. I almost said Kofi Jamar. But anyways, make sure we're off camera. Make sure you do get acquainted with us on the socials as MX24GH across all platforms. For this show in particular, you know what to do. Yes, it's mx24.app/AM Club, all right? And you get everything in tune with that. Keep the conversation alive, and let's keep it alive right here on the show. See you same time tomorrow. God bless. It's bye-bye for now.